Hello and welcome to Host Compare channel. Today, we'll discuss Hostinger versus GoDaddy. Which hosting is worth it? We're putting two of the biggest names in web hosting head to head to figure out one simple question. Which one actually gives you the best bang for your buck?
Okay, let's dive right in. Here's how we're going to break it all down. We'll kick things off with price, then jump into the essential features you can't live without. After that, we'll check out performance on a global scale, tackle the all-important issue of security, see what AI tools they're packing, and then we'll give you our final verdict.
You know, choosing your web host is one of those foundational decisions that can make or break your online project. It's not just some techie detail. It directly impacts how fast your site loads, how secure it is, and the experience every single person has when they visit. Get it wrong, and you could be in for a rough ride.
So look, if you're just here for the quick answer, I won't make you wait. Our analysis shows Hostinger comes out on top. But hey, don't just take my word for it. We're about to walk you through all the evidence, point by point, so you can see for yourself exactly why we came to that conclusion.
And right off the bat, if you're liking what you're about to hear about Hostinger, we want to make sure you get the absolute best price possible. So to get the best deal on Hostinger, use code TOPDISCOUNT for an extra 20% off, or use the link in the description.
All right, first up, let's talk about the thing that hits the wallet first, the price. Especially when you're just starting out, every dollar counts. And this is where we see a huge difference between these two.
Wow, okay, this slide pretty much says it all, doesn't it? Hostinger is starting at less than $2 a month. GoDaddy is nearly $6. That's not just a little gap. That means GoDaddy is literally 3 times more expensive right out of the gate. Over a couple of years, that difference adds up a lot.
And here's the real point. Think about what you could do with all that cash you're saving. That's money you can pour back into growing your site. We're talking about creating more content, investing in SEO tools that get you found, running some social media ads, or even hiring a better designer. It's a real tangible advantage.
But of course, a low price is totally useless if you're not getting the features you actually need, right? So let's see how they compare when it comes to the absolute essentials.
Now, on the surface, this looks like a tie. Both Hostinger and GoDaddy give you a free domain and privacy protection, which is awesome. But the real story here is that Hostinger's bundling these critical features in while keeping that super low price tag we just talked about. That's what we call value. Now, if you've already got a website and you're thinking of switching hosts, that whole process can sound kind of scary. But good news, both of these companies offer free website migration. They do all the heavy lifting for you, which makes switching a whole lot less stressful. Before we jump to the next feature, let's talk about backups real quick. Just think of them as the ultimate safety net for your website. If you mess something up, an update goes bad, or worst case, you get hacked, a backup lets you turn back the clock. It's an absolute must-have. And as you can see, both companies know how important this is. They both offer backups to give you that peace of mind. But again, it all comes back to the overall package. Hostinger includes this essential service as part of a much more affordable deal. Okay, let's shift gears to performance. A fast website is everything. It keeps visitors from bouncing and it helps you rank better on Google. A huge part of that speed comes down to where your host's data centers are.
So Hostinger runs 12 data centers all across the globe. Why does that matter to you? Well, if your audience is international, you can serve your website from a location that's physically closer to them, which can dramatically speed up how fast your site loads.
GoDaddy, on the other hand, has 9 data centers. Now, 9 is still a pretty solid number, don't get me wrong, but Hostinger's 12 just gives you more options and a clear advantage if you're trying to build a global audience.
And now we've arrived at what might be the single biggest deal breaker in this whole comparison: security. Because let's be real, if your website isn't secure, none of the other stuff matters. And this is where the difference between these two becomes, well, huge. Just take a look at this. Hostinger includes a malware scanner for free. GoDaddy does not. This is a massive, massive win for Hostinger. A scanner actively looks for threats before they can do damage. It's proactive protection. And the security wins just keep coming. Hostinger includes free SSL certificates. In this day and age, SSL is completely non-negotiable. It's what gives you that little padlock icon in the browser, it keeps your visitors' data safe, and it's a ranking factor for Google. The fact that GoDaddy doesn't just include this is a serious downside.
Seeing how much extra protection you're getting with Hostinger, it feels like the perfect time to remind you how to lock in the best deal. To get the best deal on Hostinger, use code TOPDISCOUNT for an extra 20% off, or use the link in the description. All right, moving on from the core stuff, let's talk about the tools that actually help you build and run your website. And in 2024, that means we have to talk about AI.
On this front, it's pretty clear that both platforms are staying on top of the trends. They both offer AI website builders, tools to generate images, and AI to help you write content. So we'll call this one a tie. But with the tools being equal, your decision comes right back to the total package, and that's where Hostinger's price and security really pull ahead. So after digging into price, features, performance, security, and tools, it's time to bring it all home and deliver our final verdict, based on everything we've seen.
This final scorecard makes it pretty hard to argue, doesn't it? Hostinger takes a decisive win on price, it has a performance edge with more global data centers, and, most importantly, it includes those critical security features like a malware scanner and free SSL that GoDaddy just doesn't.
And this quote from our source analysis really just says it all. If you want hosting that gives you more value, better protection, and lower long-term cost, Hostinger is the smarter investment. It's as simple as that.
So if you're ready to get started with what our analysis shows is the superior choice, we want to make sure you get the best deal. One last time, to get the best deal on Hostinger, use code TOPDISCOUNT for an extra 20% off or use the link in the description.
So now you have all the information you need to pick the right host. The technical part is behind you. So the only question left is the really exciting one. What are you going to build?